Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Mandala Effect. I hope that you are well and having a beautiful week. Welcome to something new. We're gonna delve into a series of conversations over the coming weeks, potentially months, I don't know, about a particularly taboo topic of money. Now, if I say money, how do you feel? What comes up in your mind? What happens in your body? I know for me, what happens in my body now when I think about money was very, very different to what happened to me 3 years ago when I thought about money. And what has happened in the last 2-3 years is that I have learned so much about money. I have been on a very deep, sometimes dark journey with money, and I have learned what money is. I have learned the truth. I am learning the truth. Will we ever figure out the truth of anything in this lifetime? I don't know. But what I do know is that my money journey over the last few years has been nothing short of enlightening, slightly scary, but ultimately freeing. And so I'm very, very excited to be embarking on this new journey with you. If you have been watching my Instagram over the last week, you will see that I am about to launch a group coaching program called Wealthy, Wild and Free, which I will speak about a bit at the end, and invite you to join if you feel called to. But I am on a mission to help people change their relationship to money, to help people release the attachment to money, and to help people step into the freedom of who they truly are. And I believe that things like podcasts like this, conversations, will have a massive effect on this. There are so many incredible books out there, and learning a new way with money is the same as learning a new way in a relationship. It's the same as learning something new with your health. We are here on a human journey. This is a spiritual podcast, and a lot of my teachings and principles are spiritual. A lot of them are scientific. And as you know, I go deep into the unconscious mind with my training in Jungian psychology. But money, health, your relationships are all a part of your human life. And if you want to live the best life possible, you have to learn about them. You have to be conscious around these topics, around these areas. They are your 3 main areas of life. And last week I spoke about being the master of your life. And if you are not the master of your life, then you are a victim of circumstance. So if you really want to live an amazing life and inspire others to do the same and be the fullest expression of who you can possibly be, then I really recommend and suggest that you begin to take control of your finances. You begin to take control of how you feel about money. I know that for me personally, I really wanted it, but I stuck my head in the sand. I ignored it. I just hoped that if I kept chasing it, it would fall into my lap, and that never happened. So in today's episode, I'm going to delve into some truth bombs around money that I have learned that hopefully you will find useful. So we all hold different beliefs around money. We've all had different upbringings. We have all had different experiences. We all have different genetics and ancestors who we carry their beliefs and their stories around money. And it's the same with relationships, it's the same with health. We all carry different stories that ultimately are how we express in the universe, and how we show up every day. It's all based on conditionings, patterns, stories held within the subconscious mind. So when you think about money, how do you feel? What comes up in your body? When you think about your bank account, what comes up in your body? For some people, it can bring up fear, it can bring up shame, it can bring up anger. In some people, it can bring up excitement and a feeling of lightness and freedom. And where you are on that scale, how you feel in your body, I would suggest is probably how much work you have done on your relationship with money. Some people have been very lucky to have conscious parents who have been conscious with how they've earned their money, how they've taught around money. And not all of us are so lucky, because I know, I look at my grandparents, they were born in the war. I look at my mum's mum, who had to work a few jobs to bring up 4 kids as a single parent. There are lots of factors that go into how we feel around money. But truth bomb number 1 is that money is neutral. Money doesn't call you bad names. Money doesn't threaten you. Money itself is neutral. Money doesn't come and give you a massive hug and say, oh, let's go on an adventure together. Money is just a tool to help you go on that adventure. So money is totally neutral. Those feelings in your body, they come from stories and patterns that you tell yourself unconsciously every single day. So if you want to feel differently around money, you're going to have to look into those feelings, patterns, why they're there, and love them and integrate them. These are all part of what I call your money shadow. Which I do go into in my new group coaching program. But how we feel about money is simply a story. This is probably one of the most important things, because when you know that story, you can begin to consciously change it. Money is a tool, and it is okay to want it. It is okay to want to be well resourced. It is okay to want to be wealthy. Again, in this especially in the spiritual communities I see, we don't think it's okay to want money. We think it's bad and egotistical to want money. But actually, you've got a really healthy ego if your ego wants to be well resourced. A healthy ego will understand that it needs money to make things happen in the world. If you've got a mission, if you've got a purpose in life, you're going to need money in order to do that. I have a pussycat that thinks it's tea time. So just think how much change we would see in the world if more people with good intentions, with a positive outlook and a mission and a purpose, how much change we would see if they were well resourced, if they had loads of money. I'm imagining if you're listening to this, that is you. So what if you could step into this space of unlimited potential and unlimited abundance, that you could make those changes within the world? So it is okay for you to want money. We really need to start wrapping our heads around that, because it's the people with the good intentions, the people who want to help elevate consciousness, the people who are creative and birth beauty into this world. We're all here to birth our own type of beauty into this world, but for those people who are actively trying, it's generally those people that don't have that have the most limiting beliefs around money. Because if you enjoy doing something, we've been trained to believe that it's not okay, that's not how we earn money. We don't earn money by doing something that we enjoy. We earn money by going to a job that we absolutely hate. So truth bomb number 2 is, it is okay. Money is just a tool, and it is okay to want it. Now, if you want it to prove your worth, if you want it to prove that you're better than others, that is what the ego can sometimes want. So be careful not to get mixed up with the soul, why the soul wants money and why the ego wants money. So the soul doesn't really want, the soul will step into abundance. The soul will call, but when you're aligned with your soul, you will call abundance to you. When you are more acting from ego, it will be a want, it will be fear-based. So if you can align more with your soul, you will step more into abundance. But when you're from ego, it'll be fear-based, it'll be scrabbling, it'll be I need money, rather than it being it's okay because my soul's truth is to be wealthy. Truth bomb number 3, and this is something that I'm not going to go into in such a great detail, but I can point you in the direction of those who will, is that money is an illusion and it is a social construct, and is it even real? Money was taken off the gold standard in 1931 in Britain. It was a couple of years later in the US, which means that now there isn't, if we were to cash in all bank accounts in the UK, there would not be enough gold to back it up. So that if the powers that be can just print gold willy-nilly, I mean, look what happened in the pandemic and look at the position the economy is in now, supposedly. Do you really think that, like, is any of it real? I would just here invite you to question everything that we're told around money and make up your own mind. And hopefully as we get further into this, you'll be able to see a different way. But is money real? Just ask the question. And if you want to go further down the rabbit hole, I can point you in the direction of some amazing podcasts that really do go there. And you never know, one day maybe I'll go there, but not today. So if they can simply print money at will, how much value does it really have? And if you want to know how they value money now, I can send you down the rabbit hole to show you some different podcasts and people who really do go into this. They understand the law and they will really crack open Pandora's box for you. And so the lack and scarcity that we are sold every single day and that we have been conditioned to run our lives by is an illusion. It also isn't real. The only truth of this universe is abundance. If you go out in nature and just have a look around you at the abundance of beauty, the abundance of life, the natural flow, the blossoming of the flowers, the bearing of the fruit, how we cut the grass and it grows again. Go out and look at the ocean. I'm very fortunate that I have it outside the front of my house. It's 10 meters away from me. And I look at the ocean and I do ponder. I think, wow, there is an infinite amount of water here. If I'm to take a cup from it, there is no lack of water there. So the only truth of money, the only truth of this universe is abundance and infinite abundance, because money is energy. Water is energy. We are energy. We're not physical beings. We are energetic beings. Money is an energy that flows into our life just as the ocean flows in and out. So if money is energy and we are energy, and energy is infinite, energy cannot die. Energy is infinite, which means that there is an infinite amount of money available to you. And you are the source of money. You are the source of everything. We are all connected. We are all one. We are one and the same as the ocean. We are one and the same as the trees. We just manifest in reality in a different way. But ultimately, we are all made up of energy. And we are all just the universe flowing together in this natural flow. Like, if you can tap into that, if you can feel that, you will see more abundance flow in your life. And abundance doesn't mean just money, right? Abundance means lots of. Abundance is plentiful, it's prosperous. So if there is lots of beauty around you, don't you think that's abundant? And when you can tap into that energy of abundance, you will just see it flow into your life. When you can tap into the universal flow of nature, you will just flow with life more. And you know, it's only the ego that wants to pile money up in its bank account. The soul understands that money flows in and it flows out. It's all part of the universal way of working. So the belief that money is scarce is not true. Just listen to all of these points and make your own mind up. But lack is simply an illusion of the ego. And then my final truth bomb for you is that in this episode anyway, because there is so much that I have to share on money. There is so much further to go with this. This literally only scratches the surface, but me taking some notes today, this is what I wanted to share with you. So my final point on money today is that you actually don't want money. Your ego doesn't want money. It wants the feeling that money will give you. It wants the feeling of the things that you can buy with the money that will give you. So it doesn't want the holiday, it wants the feeling of maybe peace or freedom. It doesn't want the handbag, it wants to prove that it's worthy, it wants to fit in with the crowd. Have a look at the things that you think you want, the reasons into why you want money, and find the feeling beneath that. Why is it that you want the money? Why is it that you want the things? You don't want the things, you want the feeling that the thing is going to give you. And for your ego, that feeling might equal security, it might equal relief, it might equal freedom, like I say. And then I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to breathe. And I want you to feel into your heart. And I want you to bring that feeling, your feeling, the reason that you want money, into your heart. So if it's freedom, bring that feeling of freedom into your heart. The elation, the joy. Bring it into your heart. And understand that you just created that emotion. You just gave yourself the feeling that you want. Everything that you think you want is already within you. Everything that you need is within you. It's all in here. You just have to generate it. The more you generate it, we're electromagnetic beings. You have an electromagnetic field around you. The more you give off the feeling of that which you want, the more you're going to bring it back. So if you want freedom, feel into that freedom. You're going to bring freedom back. If you want abundance, feel into the abundance already within, abundance of health, abundance of whatever it is you have in your life. I have an abundance of crystals. I have an abundance of nature around me. I have an abundance of love in my life. I have an abundance of hair now, which I didn't have a year ago. I have an abundance of joy. And the more I feel into that, the more I bring it back. It is so truly magical to understand that everything you want is already within you. So you actually don't want the money, you just want more freedom. And so just a final little tale from me, like I've spent the last, and reason why I'm doing this is that I've spent the last few years learning some huge lessons in life. I've learned about health, I've learned about the power of the human mind, I've learned about the depths and the darkness of what chasing money will do. I have been to where people shy away from, they run away from, so they settle for a mediocre life. Well, I've challenged that because in the years leading up to my cancer diagnosis, I was chasing money, and ultimately it made me ill. I had some really awful beliefs around money, beliefs around myself. Like I believed that I wasn't worthy. I believed that I had to prove myself. And so many people in the world go around believing this about themselves because that's it's how it's just how we're programmed, it's how we're conditioned. You have a look at an advert on the telly. I mean, I don't really watch telly, but have a look at the adverts in the magazines and in different, whatever media you consume. In fact, I was listening to I've just downloaded Spotify. I don't normally use Spotify, but I've started using it, and I haven't upgraded to the premium version yet. And in fact, this is why I have YouTube Premium, because the ads that come up are selling scarcity, and I listen to it and I think, wow, okay, this is why so many people are conditioned to believe that they're not worthy. And this is why so many people are conditioned not to believe in the truth and to believe in this illusion of fear and that we're not already inherently worthy to express ourselves as the magical beings we are. This is why we forget our power, because we are being programmed to forget our power and to forget our worth. So this is the space that I was trying to create money in, and I created money, and I created a successful business, and then I watched my life crash around me. And so this is what has caused me to go deep into my beliefs, into my subconscious mind. And this is what has caused me to step into this mission of wanting to help you really step into your power and step into your true freedom. And in order to do that, we have to face every shadow in the subconscious mind. It is not always a fun journey, but I promise you that the freedom and the joy on the other side of it, this open heart, this openness, this oneness with everything on the other side of it, is so totally worth it. So I invite you to have a think about some of your own beliefs around money. What were you told as a child? What do you think how do you feel when you think about money, your money situation today? And I would just do some journaling, take some notes, reflect and think about what you need to change. How do you want to change? How do you want to step more into your higher calling? We're all here to share our unique gifts and beauty with this world, but if we keep believing in scarcity, lack and unworthiness, then we're not going to do that. And I mean, depending on your spiritual beliefs, then hey presto, you're coming back to live life again. So if you feel called to, really look into this. I hope you found this helpful. I hope there's been some kind of aha moments, because I know so many people are scared to look at money, and so many people are believe that all they have, like that they cannot create the wealth that they might see on Instagram or wherever, but you absolutely can. You already are that wealth. You just simply have to allow yourself to express it. So have a think about how you can truly be the fullest expression of yourself, and how you can fully step into the freedom that your soul is craving. And freedom means, yes, to be able to do what you want when you want, but it also means being free from the attachment of chasing money. That is one of the biggest things that I have learned. So stay tuned for more conversations like this. I've got some amazing guests coming on in the next few months. We're going to have some really deep, expansive conversations. If there's anything you'd like to know about money, I'd also go over, and this is the podcast, so maybe you're listening to this wherever you listen to your podcasts, or maybe you're watching on YouTube. I do have now like a dedicated series to this, to money. So I have just started on Friday, I posted about my 3 favorite financial books, which are The Illusion of Money, Rich as Fuck, and The Science of Getting Rich. So they're 3 of them. I have so many, which I'm going to go into, but just you can go and have a look at that if you want. And I advise you to just look into your money story and what's going off. And of course, I am just launching my new group coaching program, Wealthy, Wild and Free, which I am so excited about. With this program, we go into the depths of where I've been in my own life. You uncover your limiting beliefs, you uncover your money shadow, you integrate your money shadow, you face your fears, you create a new story, and you create from a place of abundance and the truth of who you are. And I promise you, it will take you deeper than you have ever been before with money, and it will help you create true wealth, true freedom, stuff that that dreams are made of. And it all stems from a lot of what I've spoken about in this podcast, but it's all based on science, spirituality, and my understanding of Jungian psychology and how the psyche works. And so how we can step into that, and how we can create true change and really begin to consciously create your life. This is not a money manifestation course. I have to say this. I am not going to help you create a 6-figure business. It might be a byproduct of doing this work, but that is not the purpose. The purpose is that you access your true freedom. So if you're interested in learning a bit more or applying, then just click the link below, go through, have a read. If it calls to you, reach out to me, fill in the application form, and And I'm going to personally contact and invite the people who are successful onto the course. We start at the end of the end of July. So all the information is on the link in the show notes. So I would really love to see you there. Let me know if there's any money truths that you have heard that have absolutely blown your mind. I'd really love to know. And I wish you a beautiful week ahead.